Hello everyone and welcome to our next chef demo. We are so fortunate to have Chef Ibarra from Terranaea to talk to us here today. But before the chef takes over and tells you all the good stuff, I want you to know that he's a good friend of mine and that we have had great conversations about local seafood. I went to Terranaea and he was so proud to show me that he was taking water from the Palos Verdes area, sending it off to a lab to make sure that it was safe, and then he was condensing it down into sea salt. So the salt that you use at Terranaea is right there from Palos Verdes, right from the water, right off Palos Verdes.
Yes.
I mean, these are the kind of things when it comes to a chef that is committed to the environment, that's committed to his food, that's committed to you as a consumer enjoying this food. He does that, like so many chefs do. Then, yes, please. I'm taking up his time, so I'm going to make it very short. But then the other thing that I was so impressed was he came by one day and he said, Mike, I've got to talk to you. Tell me about kelp. Tell me about kelp. You know, I'm a marine biologist, and so I said, I'm willing to talk about kelp till the cows go home, chef. But what do you want to know about kelp? And it turns out that he said, you know, I'm just so interested in using this as a food and to use it in my cooking. And so we talked for a little while, and I showed him a couple books, one of which I let him borrow to go learn more about it. So I guess really the key thing here, everyone, is you have somebody up here that is not just interested in your interest as of enjoying food. You've got somebody that's interested in the environment. And I, as a marine biologist, am very, very proud to call him my friend. So without further ado, Chef Ibarra from Terranaea, please take it over.
Thank you. These are your glasses?
Oh, yes.
I might use them in the recipe. Good afternoon. He told me I just have a minute and a half. So today I'm featuring a dish that's typical of where I'm from. In the Basque Country, it's called croquetas. Croquetas de gambas. Gambas in Spanish is shrimp. Those beautiful prawns come from just off the coast of Huntington Beach. They're so sweet, it's so good. And pretty much what I'm going to show you is what to do with the shrimp. You know, so many people just take the head off and bingo to the cat. Well, I don't know, maybe not, somebody else. And there are so many things you can do with it. And actually in our recipe today, in the romesco sauce, I thought when I saw those beautiful prawns, I said, well, what I can do with it is actually flavor the sauce, making a compound, making a reduced stock with the head. So that's what happened. And then you just feed the sauce with also quickly saute, almost burnt, but not quite shell. It gives you so much of a flavor. It's amazing. And then you put in the broth and reduce and strain it. And anyway, when you have enough to listen to me, just say easy. So here it is, a shrimp. So they were, just a few days ago, still swimming, and I do respect them a lot, although I joke about it, but I really have a lot of respect because they brought a lot of, I say, pride to me when I cook with it. So with much respect, I show you when you have a prawn, and what we did, we quickly blanched them. So because I received them 2 days ago, I wanted them to look very good, so I blanched them this morning. And so what you do with the shrimp, when you receive it, you just twist it. It's like a screw, but you can unscrew it too if you want. But either way, it separates from the body, and then you have so much flavor there. Don't throw it away. It is beautiful. All this is full of flavor, and if you suck up on it just like that, you'll be happy. Believe me, you'll be smiling. Or other way, you can do other things. So what I do with it, I smash it, take some olive oil and put it. I'm not so sure about this. It's a lab hot plate. I'm a little bit hesitant. Anyway, so I put in a very hot pan, and I put a little bit of olive oil. It's not hot at all. I fake it. And I put it back there, and I let it get very hot, and then as it gets hot, it's very, very simple. Just grab with your finger, just grab one side, depending if you're left-handed or right-handed. Just grab one side of the shrimp or the prawn, and it's very, very easy to just peel it. And then if you want to serve it as a prawn for cocktail, and you want your guests to just not touch the meat, just leave the end, the tail end. Otherwise, just take it out, just twist it or untwist it. Now you have so many things for a great sauce. And look at this gold. For me, when I see that, I rejoice. If you're not there, I'll be eating them. But what I do with the eggs, I mean, that's thousands and thousands of eggs. What you can do with them, you can also put them in a food processor and cream them. Or you can put them with a little bit of sea salt. You can also get the sea salt from Terranaea. And then you just mix it with the salt, let it cure for a day, rinse it a little bit, and then you can put on top of salad. You can put on top of seafood. You can place over a deviled eggs. I mean, anything. There's so many things. Just look at the prawn next time you have one. Don't just discard it. Just have a conversation with it. What it is that you can give me, prawn. And then it's going to show. So you have the pan. It's very hot. You smash the head. Very easy. Smash everything you see. And then just throw in the, oh, it's so hot. The burning pan. Shh. The fire detector is going to go off. Anyway, so it's just going nice. And then it's going to turn like, from the pinkishness that it is now, it's going to turn to orange. And it's going to smell so good. If you have some white wine, have some. And then put some in it too. Shh. And then a little bit of water. Not too much, just to the level. And then what you're going to have is this, like TV, you know, when they say, and here it is. And then you have a beautiful prawn stock. With this, what you can do, you can make soup with it. So you can take the shrimp you have here, cut it, put some blanched noodles, or not blanched, and you can put some vegetables in it, let it cook in here, and then you have a beautiful soup. Or what you can do, you can reduce it and use that as a condiment to make your maybe a lobster or shrimp bisque that you have. Just add that as a booster, flavor booster. There's so many things you can do on a crostini, in a butter, you mix with butter. All of a sudden your butter has, wow, your friend will say, what do you do? You know, don't ask me, I'm a cook. And so there is so many things that you can do with it. And I just want to make sure that you all understand that, and that you tell your friends that please don't throw away. Or if they have some shrimp like this, tell them to put in the freezer for you. And when they have a lot, they give it to you. Okay? And then, so there is one thing that can be done also. Usually when the prawns come from an area which is not, the water is not that clean, you can see the vein here. All you have to do is just open it and put it out. But this prawn comes from that coast. It's not bad. It's clean. Don't need to take anything off. 100%. So what we do with it to make the croquetas, we take the prawn, we chop it. TV again. Chop, and then we make a bechamel. Bechamel is equal weight of butter and just beautiful sweet butter and flour, and then you add some milk and you thicken and you let it cook so the flavor from the flour goes away, and what you end up having, you let it cool, you have a beautiful binding agent. and then a little bit of parsley. We have some garlic. And then all you have to do when you have all that done, you are going to make your beautiful croquetas, is you take the shrimp. I'll make it just for you. When I make it for my son, I take some bechamel, very easy. He likes to make his hand dirty. Make sure that we have some gloves at home. Other way there is bechamel on the TV and stuff. A little bit of, and what we do, we just mix it together. See, it's an easy one. Salt, pepper, pimenton, whatever flavor you want to add, even some soy if you want to, but I don't. And then I put a little bit of, oh, Mr. is telling me, you gotta go.
Not true, not true, not true. I'm just up here to say if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to facilitate it by bringing the mic around. So Mike has a mic.
Once you have your croquetas, all you have to do is just dredge it. Flour. And then eggs. I told my helper, I can do it, I don't need your help. But, you believe me. Breadcrumbs.
Chef, do you have favorite breadcrumbs that you like to use?
I like to use baguettes or crusty bread. But the big trend for the past 20 years is to use a panko. You know, those. Because the reason being, because it really keeps the your fritter very, very crispy. And actually, I dredge it twice.
Do they sell those gambas to people also, or just to restaurants? The gambas you're using.
Yeah.
Do they sell them to people in a market right there?
Anywhere. I would think that Trader Joe, Whole Food, even the Vons. Yeah, I'll take that off.
You know, more and more as the chef finishes up here, where you get your food is one of the things we're hoping that you'll be asking when you leave here if you didn't already. And from there, it starts getting kind of complicated, as we've been talking throughout the day. Is this particular shrimp from this area or this area? But remember, it's all about asking that original question, because once we start asking that question, we're starting to speak with our pocketbooks. And if I was in business and people were asking me over and over again, Mike, where are your shrimp from? Mike, where are your shrimp from? And I say, they're from a place that I'm not really sure of. Maybe they won't buy my shrimp. So I'm going to make sure that I know all about my shrimp. So when they ask me, and of course I'm going to be honest about it, then I'm going to start buying shrimp that is going to fit those criteria. And then I'm going to go to those customers and going to say, it's going to cost you a little bit more, because I know exactly where it's from, and it's from a trusted source that I want to keep doing this. And my whole reason for doing this, customer, is I want to make sure that I get to eat this in the future, that my kids get to eat this, and that my grandkids get to eat this. So that's always very exciting. So thank you, Chef, for doing that. I'm not stopping you.
I'm sure the camera is not on anymore, but I'm just joking. But it's true, what's very important is to try to get the food as local as possible, because then everybody is working. I'm not saying it's got to be 100%, but as much as you can, especially if your product is good. There is no reason to go thousands of miles to get it somewhere. So this one is very easy. You saw, you got to make sure that the secret of a croqueta is also the temperature of the oil. If your oil is not hot enough, it's going to absorb all that oil. It's not going to be as crispy, and then you'll be full after the first one. What you want is have another one, because if you have another one, it means you have another beer. And simple, it's different way of doing the math, but.
So the question is it vegetable oil or
It is
olive oil?
vegetable oil. I really like to do with just maybe the second press of olive oil, extra virgin. So, but it works well with olive oil, second press, or vegetable oil. We
Again, the
used to do
chef
a
is
lot-
taking questions, so
Yeah, we used to do a lot with peanut, but because of allergies, you know, it's less and less. So it's coming, it's cooking. It doesn't take long. It's so quick. And those fritters, you can make them and put them in the fridge, in the freezer, sorry. And then when you have friends coming, just pop them out, make sure your oil is hot, and bingo, you open your wine with your friends, and they'll be done like in 3-4 minutes. It doesn't take more than that. So I talked to you about I talked to many people about the romesco sauce. Romesco is very simple. It's a sweet pepper. It's a smoked pimenton from Spain, and then some tomatoes, extra virgin olive oil. I like to put almonds and a little bit of hazelnut, but you can do it only with almonds, and that binds it. That gives you that. It's so good. And I still don't know how to describe that in English, but it's just so good. And
I think so good works just
that'll
fine.
be enough. And anyway, but it's true. And so you blend all that in your food processor, and it is so nice. It's not a mayonnaise base. It doesn't have any egg. It's vegan, and it's just so good on top of it. So anyway, that's a romesco sauce we use in our dish today. So it's a very simple thing. Oh, that's Chris. Chris, he told me, "Are you sure you need me?" I say, I don't need you. I do need him. But
So one of the reasons we're excited to see Chris and these young people that are going to be coming around is they've got trays of these fritters that they're going to be sharing with you. So if you'd like to try one, you just raise your hand, and these young folks will come over and give them to you. Like all things, please make sure you're careful that it's not too hot.
this is the. This is a croqueta that you have. That's a croqueta I just made. So you see, it doesn't. I mean, I had everything already, Stevie, but really, from start to finish, you can make a batch like for 50 croquetas in an hour. Really, it's that simple.
You know, Chef Bernard, I have my son and daughter-in-law and wife in the family, or in the audience. I'm hoping they're really paying attention, because I'm hoping this becomes a family dinner real soon.
You can make them.
I can make them. They know me. I actually do love to cook, so. Are there any questions that anybody has for the chef? Now's a good time. A question for the chef right over here.
Chef, do you grow, for Terranaea, do you grow your own greens, vegetables,
Yes,
things
we
like
do.
that?
It's not, unfortunately, because we're such a big resort. I cannot feed everybody there, but we do as much as we can. What we grow, we use it. Yeah.
Thank you.
We have another question here for you, chef.
Did you mean to say fry them and then freeze them and then refry them, or just prepare them, freeze them?
I was stuttering. No, you actually you can do both.
Okay.
Pre-fry them like 1 minute, let them cool on a paper towel, and then freeze them. Or you can just form them, shape them, and then make sure that they don't touch each other on a tray and freeze them. Yeah, and then you put them in a bag when they're all frozen. Then you can use them whenever. Yeah.
We have another question here.
You talked about how the head of the prawn has a lot of flavor. So do you peel the eyes and the whatnot off, or do you just smash it all together?
No, I smash it all. Yeah. Actually, eyes are not bad, but I will not do that here.
Okay.
But no, I just smash it all together.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't have much time, but with the skin, with the head, actually you can dredge in. I don't know if I have a minute. I don't know. Do I have a minute?
You have a minute.
I can show you. So with the head, what I can do, I'll take just a little bit of. I take some rice flour. I take some soda water, club soda. I make a very quick tempura batter. It's very, very easy. Make sure it's very cold. Usually you'd add 1 or 2 ice cubes. And the reaction of the soda water, it really bubbles it up. It really makes you on the side, I don't know if you see, I will dredge the shrimp head on the rice flour, in the rice flour. And then I'll just mix. Of course, you can have it thicker, but so it's very simple. It is very simple.
Well, everyone, let's thank Chef Ibarra. I'm sorry we don't have any more time for questions right now.
Thank you.
But I'm sure the chef would be happy to have you come up and kind of interact with him.